Welcome back. Nicola Halloran, author of the Wonky Spatula, I should say, is taking charge of the kitchen this morning, and there is sticky barbecue ribs on the menu. And as the man said, I'm in heaven. Good morning, Nicola.
Good morning.
Now, this is a breakfast.
It's a breakfast. It's a lunch. It's a dinner. It's leftovers.
Magic.
It's a big meal, I have to say. And the barbecue sauce that we're going to be working through works for everything. So ribs, you know, on top of ordinary barbecue food, all that good stuff. So it's one of my favourites at the moment. So we start off with a little bit of tomato passata.
Ah, okay.
So that's going to be the base of the barbecue sauce.
Okay.
And then I have some molasses. So this is where you get a lovely kind of sweet, sticky, smoky
this is the good stuff here now.
Yeah.
Now, if you couldn't get your hands on molasses, would you go a syrup or golden syrup?
You could go golden syrup, yeah. I have heard rumours of treacle as well, but I haven't tested it. Right. So I'd probably go golden syrup and then just go maybe a little lighter on the honey, because we've got a good amount of honey going in as well. So this barbecue sauce is something that you can make like a good bit in advance, and you can keep it in the fridge in kind of a sterile container for a week to 10 days, because you make a good lot of it. So a little bit of apple cider vinegar going in as well. It's barbecue season, so we don't hold back.
No.
Big knob of butter.
All the good things, yes.
Definitely.
We're clinging on to barbecue season.
And the beauty about this as well, when we get into it, is that you actually don't need a barbecue for the barbecue ribs. So then a little bit of coconut amino, so you can use soy sauce instead. I just prefer that because if anyone has a gluten intolerance or anything, you can go for it.
Great.
And it's not as salty, so you can season up rather than worrying about kind of adding any too much salt.
Do you know, I discovered a gluten-free soy sauce recently.
Very good.
And it's fantastic. So that's all the ingredients for the barbecue sauce.
Almost.
And then we just cook it down.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to add 4 cloves of garlic.
Oh, yes.
And then I've got some smoked paprika. So I love smoky, sweet barbecue sauce. So this is where we're going with this one. Some chipotle chili flakes. Now, these ones come with a little bit of a health warning. Don't go too hard. A small pinch, you can always add more.
Right.
And then some chili powder. I go for the hot there as well.
Okay, so there's a bit of heat there.
A good bit of heat in it. And then what you want to do is just let it kind of cook down. And it literally takes 20-25 minutes.
Is that all?
That's all. Let it all kind of come together. You can whisk it if you want, but honestly, just moving it around with the spatula is kind of the way to go.
And that'll cook down and get nice and thick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So, a couple of minutes later, here's one I prepared earlier. You get this gorgeous, gorgeous barbecue sauce.
Beautiful.
And then we have the ribs. So the ribs are a low and slow affair. So 160 degrees for 4 to 5 hours. And that's going to get you the most magical kind of falling away from the bone ribs possible.
So what do we ask when we go into the butcher's? What are we looking for?
So pork belly ribs. So they're really, really tasty. Now, you might get caught out and they might ask you a few questions. So you want them nice and big, and you want the skin removed as well.
Right.
So obviously, kind of when you get pork belly slices, you've got that thick skin up on top. So you just want these like lovely big ones.
So you just want that outer skin removed. You want to leave a little bit of layer of fat there, though, as well.
Exactly. And some of them will have bones in them, some of them will have little bits of sinew, but they will all just be absolutely delicious. So then you're going to get the barbecue sauce and you're going to marinate it in it.
Ah, okay.
And here's the kind of trick with this one, is that you want to leave it overnight if possible. So this is one of these ones that if you're having people over for a barbecue, do it in advance. But when the people are there, it'll all be done. So it's a little bit of work to begin with. So we'll leave these kind of marinating.
So preferably overnight, but a couple of hours if you can.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of my top tip as well, is the longer the better.
Absolutely.
But if you can't, look, no worries, it's fine. But equally as well, a Ziploc bag for your fridge if you want to be good on space. Pop it in, shake it about, and it'll cover everything. Okay. Which is really, really handy.
And then we're going to cook them for how long, did you say?
For 4 to 5 hours. So I have a few
low and slow
already kind of working away.
Smell is just
so when they come out, they're going to be like this. Now, I do recommend covering them for the first little bit of time just to allow them to kind of cook
So
through.
the first hour or so, maybe?
Yeah, exactly. Just so that they have a good bit of time and they're not going to kind of dry out.
Okay.
They're quite delicate at this stage as well, so you want to be kind of quite careful with them. But it's good if they do break apart because they're going to be super, super juicy and delicious.
So they literally will fall apart.
Literally, yeah. It's probably going to fall apart even when I go for it now.
That's all right. It's not going to go very far anyway.
And then what you want to do is you want to get a bit more of your barbecue sauce and put them onto the wire rack here.
Oh, right, so they get another dressing of the sauce.
Yeah, exactly. So it's all about the sauce with this one. Because the sauce will reduce down when you're cooking them for that length of time.
Yes, of course.
So you can kind of see they're not like super kind of saucy right now.
Gotcha, yeah.
And then I have a little brush which is where we're going to kind of go in with the sauce.
So you're basically going to baste them with the sauce again?
Yeah. And onto the wire rack as well so that they kind of get a little bit of colour and crisp around the outside.
And then are they going to go back into the heat again?
Back into the heat, under the grill, for sort of about 3 to 4 minutes per side, so they get like nice and crispy and golden. So you just want to kind of layer it over.
What's the story with the brush? Where did you get that?
This little guy.
You always have the greatest gizmos I've ever seen.
I have like a little bit of a kitchenware obsession. Like when I see something, I just have to pick it up. Yeah, this little guy actually, I brought back from Germany.
Okay, it looks like you robbed one of the kids' toys.
Some people go and have cocktails on holidays. You'll find me either in a stationery shop or a kitchen shop.
Oh, I love it.
So yeah, you can crisp them up now at this stage.
Okay.
And this is where, if you were doing a barbecue, you could throw them on the barbecue just to give them a quick flash either side. But I'm calling these the no barbecue ribs at the moment, and it's actually coined by my aunt a couple of weeks ago. So she doesn't have a barbecue at the moment, and she'd invited people over for a barbecue.
Right, very good. Yeah.
She went to the no barbecue and did the ribs. So they go into the oven then for a couple of minutes either side, get a little bit of a crisp on. So I'm going to pop those in, and if you want to give them a
Can I just say,
try.
This steak knife is hugely impressive. I love this.
Yeah, no, it's a serious knife.
So you're serving these. Your suggestion here is a little bun.
A little bit of coleslaw, a little bit of butter. You know, don't kind of be easy on yourself. And then they should just fall away from the bone.
Oh, look at that.
And then sandwich it in. You can do this same kind of recipe method with a shoulder of pork and do pulled pork as well.
And
so
you know what?
The sauce itself is really quite versatile.
Nicola, it's incredible. The crew that are here today are mainly vegetarians, so
more for us now.
And the gallery staff as well. So that's the way it should sit, yes?
Yeah, exactly. And probably one you wanted to do not on camera.
I have no shame.
You've committed now.
Right, we're going in. Oh, mamma mia.
It's one of those ones as well that I feel when you do it for like a dinner party or something like that, it looks so impressive, but it's so easy. It's just the time that you put in is the main thing.
I can hear violins in my head. I can see angels appearing in front. They are unbelievable.
Oh, thanks, mate.
Oh, that is so good.
Yeah.
And there's loads for me to eat because the rest of them don't eat meat. It's great.
And it's a really easy one as well once you just get the proper meat and kind of just ask your butcher for the right thing. So.
And low and slow. Nicola, that is a cracking recipe. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Full recipe details are, of course, up on the website, or you can check out Nicola's book, The Wonky Spatula, for more great recipes. We're back after this short break. See you in a minute.